Welcome to Looking Within, a podcast to help you quiet your mind, settle your body, and see God's presence in your everyday life. I'm Julie. I hope our time together will help you to feel more grounded, whole, and filled with a growing desire to be a conduit of God's love and presence to the world around you. Now, let's begin. Last week we began a 4-part series on letting go, launching 4 weeks to consider some things from our life that we might do well to let go of. The falling leaves of autumn inspired this set of episodes. Watching them flutter to the ground reminds us to let go, just like they have. Sometimes we let go out of frustration, feeling defeated by something, and then just giving up. But perhaps more often than not, letting go has come to mean that a burden or a weight has been lifted off of our shoulders in some way, making the present moment and circumstances somehow easier to accept and work with. Our partnership with God and with life seems to flow more smoothly when we let go. We seem to find more delight and lightheartedness in our daily life, and less rigidity and unhappiness. Last week we looked at letting go of our overbooked and marginless schedules. Psalm 46:10 from the Bible came into play, the wonderful verse that says, "Be still and know that I am God." Someone has said that it could just as well be translated, "Let go and know that I am God." That was helpful in thinking about how we might let go of an always full schedule, find some quiet and rest, and create space for welcoming God's presence in activity in each moment of the day. Today I'd like us to consider what letting go means when it's applied to the present moment. It's so good not to dwell in the past or worry about the future, but to live in the present moment. It's all we're given. It's where true inner peace and our true self can be found. And it's where God dwells. But many of us lean in the direction of trying to control and orchestrate everything about the present moment. We take on more than a human being can or should. Wanting to have things tightly organized and everything tied in a neat bow, I often find myself wanting to slip into this mode of over-controlling. And if I'm honest, my reason for wanting control boils down to 2 things. First, so I'll be sure to look good, to look competent in front of others. I want to both merit and elicit others' words of praise. I want to be affirmed and valued. This is all well and good. These things are needed as we build our identity over the years through the encouragement of others. But have you noticed maybe getting a little peeved when your hard work and efforts aren't recognized by others? Perhaps you've seen how tight and constricted you might feel as your small ego or false self attempts to orchestrate the present so it can get its fix of affirmation and praise and a sense of security. My second reason for needing to control the present just comes from plain fear. Fear that if something isn't done in exactly the way I need or want, it's not going to be good enough, or I'm not going to feel secure enough. I'll worry that something not strongly under my control will go wrong, or not be up to my standards, or not make me happy enough. It's also, frankly, just fear of the unknown that causes me to tightly orchestrate and control something. Well, both of these reasons become apparent to me at times in my handling of my life. And you know what? They can both suck the joy right out of things, both for me and for others. I can create a lot of inner suffering as I live in my false or separated self, my ego self, trying to fight or reshape the present moment. And let me just add at this point, if you are in an abusive or dangerous situation, those are not the times to embrace the moment and to avoid resisting or changing your circumstances. I'm completely referring to times when we are not in immediate danger and can work on this part of our spiritual journey. I find the wisdom of the welcoming prayer to be of help in letting go of trying to control the present moment. Written by Mary Mrozowski and further adapted and shaped by Father Thomas Keating, the welcoming prayer boils down to several phrases that one can say on the go, right within daily life, whenever you feel like resisting or needing to control the present moment. These helpful words are, I let go of my desire for security, affection, control, and embrace this moment as it is. These words clearly identify your usual ego self needs for security, affection, and control that lead to a non-yielding attitude towards the present moment. These words help break the spell of our false or separated self when it's upset with the present moment, when the present moment doesn't match up with our expectations and the mental scripts we write for life and others. And frankly, there are tons of moments each day that don't play out as we might have planned. So letting go of our need to control each moment, this is an important and helpful letting go practice to look at. It's an important step in letting God be in control of things, in trusting God to be leading and guiding us in the way that is ultimately best for us. Let's consider this during some quiet moments together. In this quiet space and time, I'd invite you to gently close your eyes and to take a few deep breaths in and out, in and out. Hear the sound of the bowl calling you to look within. Let it center you. Let it awaken you to God's presence. As you look at your life, let go. Let go of the desire to control, to change, or to resist what is. Embrace this and every moment just as it is, seeing any next steps as God gives them to you. Sense God's presence with you in everything and as close as your very breath. I'll be back with you in about 3 minutes. take one more minute to notice what's happened in your heart while you were in the quiet. What insight or intention will you carry forward? End by just being with God, resting in God's loving presence, and letting God enjoy your presence. I'd invite you now to take a few deep breaths in and out. In and out. Hear the bowl sound calling you back to this day. Gently open your eyes, remaining still for a moment longer. We can potentially expend a lot of emotional and physical energy and create a lot of inner suffering for ourselves when we try to orchestrate and control the present moment. It can be a life-sucking way to live, creating tension and a lack of joy for both ourselves and others around us. It is said that to arrive at a quiet mind and a serene spirit is the supreme accomplishment. I think that serenity and contentment, whatever the moment brings, would make for a wonderful life. Try it out this week. Let go of your need to control the present moment. Embrace it. Release it to God. Take any next steps as God shows them to you. And then see how much more joy and freedom you feel when you let go, knowing that God is on the job and in control, leading you in the way that's best for you. Thank you for making time for your inner self today, for developing and enriching your relationship with God through reflection and discovery. Whatever you've experienced, carry that with you in the coming days. You can find more episodes at our website, Gloria-Day, that's DEI.com/lookingwithinpodcast, or subscribe through your favorite podcast app. If you know someone who might enjoy and benefit from this podcast, share it with them. Your financial contributions make this ministry possible. To give, visit gloria-day.com/giving. Thank you for your support, and we'll see you next time.